Grace be to you and a peace from God our Father and from the Lord of Jesus Christ. Today we will look overview of the Bible. The Bible is placed in a seven candlestick. Sticks. Look, the Genesis is introduction of the Bible. They introduce overall or the Bible. We introduce what is a human being, what is the God, how the God made human being, what is the sin and the equity of human being, the grace of Abraham, and introduce with Noah, Isaac, Jacob, introduce the son of Israel, 12 son of the Israel is introduced. Without a Genesis book, the rest of the book is not understood, because the Genesis is the gate of the other door, is the introduction. Now, Revolution is the summary of the Bible. The Bible is expressed by seven candlesticks. The bottom and the largest. And knowledge is the fear of the God. This is represent a platform for the spirit of knowledge and the fear of the God. Today in New Testament, there is a spirit of knowledge and a fear of the God. This is the platform for it. The second, the counsel and the power represented in this candlestick. The second one, this is the books, the prophetic books. It is represented from Isaiah to Milkias. This the prophet books. The prophet books divided into two. A major prophets from Isaiah to Daniel. Second, a minor prophets. The third book is wisdom and understanding. The book of King Saul. This King Saul is from Proverbs to Sing of the Song of Saul. In the middle one is a Lord. This is Psalms, a book of David. In the middle one, this represents the Bible. In Old Testament, this is represented by candlestick. In this candlestick, the oil is give light from these seven candlesticks. In a New Testament, this is the word of the God. The word of the God is give light from our hearts, or the churches, or the Christian hearts, in seven. In this way, this is the plan for the spirit or a New Testament. Look like this. Okay. Old Testament covenant divided in a seven candlestick. Now, chapters in scripture. Chapter show Old Testament divided in a seven candlesticks. The first is Exodus 39 verses 37 in the Matthew 25 to 25 verses 1 to 13. Second, Isaiah 11 1 verses 1 to 2 and John 1 1 to 14. Third, Revelation 1 verses 20. Fourth, Matthew 5 17 to 20 and Luke 24 verses 44 and Proverbs 1. Now we introduced these chapters. The first chapter is Luke. We start from Luke. Luke 24 45. In this Luke, Jesus said this to them, and he said to them, this is Jesus said, this is the word which I spake unto you while I was yet with you, and all things must fulfill which were written in the law of Moses. Look, Jesus classifies the Bible, Old Testament, the law of Moses, and the prophets. This is the book of prophets and Psalms concerning me. This, the Jesus classifying in this way. Not only this, the book of soul purpose is to give wisdom and understanding. So we classify the book in 7 candlesticks. Jesus classifies it in a 7 candlestick. Look. Now I explain each chapters. The first, Exodus 39, 37 in the Matthew 25, 1 to 13. Look, in Exodus 39, 37, there is a poor candlestick with a lamp thereof, even with a lamp to be set in order, and all vessels thereof, and their oil for light. The oil for light. This oil means we get from Matthew 25, 1 to 13. It is represent the word of the God. In Matthew 25, 21, 1 to 35. At that time, the kingdom of the heaven will be like the 10 virgins who took their lamp and went out to meet bridegrooms. 5 of them were foolish, and the 5 were wise. The foolish ones took their lamp, but did not take any oil with them. The foolish will take only lamp, not oil. This the oil means in a New Testament, the word of the God. In order to enter in kingdom, the word of the God is necessary for a church. So, in this, the 5 take the 5 wise take both lamp and oil. Means they take Holy Spirit and word of the God. The word of the God and the Holy Spirit is very necessary for the church in order to enter the kingdom of the God. In Revelation 1:20, the ministry of 7 stars in which you saw it in my right hand, and 7 golden sticks. The 7 stars are the angels of the 7 churches, and the 7 candlesticks you saw are 7 churches. Look, candlestick represents the church. In church, the word of the God is give light. So, in the Old Testament is divided in 7 candlesticks. Isaiah 11, 1 to 11 verses 1 to 2, and John 1 verses 1 to 14. 4. A piece of king will come. Isaiah 11, 1 to 2. There shall come forth a root of the stem of Isaiah, and a branch shall grow out a root. The Spirit of Lord, 1. The Spirit of Lord shall rest up on him. 1. The Spirit of Lord. The Spirit of wisdom and understanding, 2. The Spirit of counsel and might. The Spirit of knowledge and the fear of the Lord. This is a candlestick. Jesus. The Word became flesh. In the beginning there was a Word. The Word was the God, and the Word was the God. He was beginning with God. All things were made through him, and without him was no anything made in him alive. Alive was a light of the man. Luke 25:45. He said to them, this Jesus said, this is what I told you while I was still with you. Everything must be fulfilled with written about me in a law of Moses, the prophets, and the Psalms. Last, the division of the book. Things go with there anywhere. Things go with there anything. The first, knowledge and a fear of the God. A fear means knowledge without action is no meaningless. The fear means, the fear of the God means to obedience of the God, the command of the God. What the God say to take in action, the fear of the God. So, knowledge, knowing only the God is not meaningless without obedience his commands. So we must command the God, we obedience, we obey the God. Counseling in the power. Counseling without power is meaningless. A prime minister has counseling or advisor. The purpose of the advisor is to give additional power. So the book of the counseling means counseling in the power is the book of prophets. Prophet of Isaiah to Milkias. This, the purpose of this book is to give the power to the church in order to obey the word of the God. It is the core goal. To go in the core goals, the church. The purpose is to help, to give power for us. A wisdom and understanding. Wisdom and understanding go with them. Understanding is necessary with wisdom. The engineer, for example, a software engineer must first know the requirement which software must fulfill in order to develop software. Without now the requirement, the software made is nothing. So the wisdom go with understanding. In all these three, Jesus is perfect. Jesus is perfect in understanding. They know what the man heart has. You know the man heart. Only Jesus know what is there in the man heart. Only Jesus. No person know what the heart in the man. So Jesus is perfect in knowledge. He made the heaven and the earth in counseling. No such Jesus who counsel and empower me in a wisdom and understanding. Jesus is greater than soul in wisdom and power. So the Jesus is our biggest one. Now we overview knowledge, counseling, and wisdom. We look how AI or artificial intelligence define knowledge, counseling, and wisdom. Look, data is diagrammatically represented. Data, if we make understanding in the relation data, it become information. If we understand belief justification and understanding pattern formation, it become knowledge. If judgment in the understanding value, it become wisdom. This diagrammatically represented look like this. AI or artificial intelligence define knowledge looks this. Knowledge refers to the fact, information, understanding, skill occurs through experience, education, and reasoning. It can be theoretically or practically. It involves more than just raw data. Knowledge provides context, interpretation, and the ability to take action or solve the problem. So, the book of knowledge. The book, look, the plan, the book plan, knowledge, the spirit of knowledge, and the understanding what is from Exodus to Job. This is the plan. Look, the law Moses is 5 and Joshua to Job give experience how we can live in the law Moses. They give additional experience or education to us. They give education. So, starting from the book of Genesis is introduction to the Bible, and the book Exodus to Job is the book of knowledge and the fair code of the God. This is the plan for the spirit of knowledge and fear of the God. This is the plan. Plan means this help us to understanding the spirit of knowledge and the fear of the God. Acquisition of knowledge. Knowledge can get through various processes, including perception, experience, learning, and reasoning. Forms of knowledge. It can exist as fact, concept, theory, and perceivable nature. Knowledge can practically or skills and expertise or theoretical understanding of the subject. The nature of key difference summarized. Facts are observation. Concepts are classification of facts. Theory as the explanation, the relationship between facts and the concept. While facts are considered true and verifiable, story can be changed or be refined as a new evidence emerges. Examples of what analogy can be. Factual analogy. What is analogy about the subject or in general? Practical skills. Expertise acquired through doing, such as playing an instrument or speaking language. Theoretical understanding. The ability to explain concept, perceivable theory with specific field. Counseling in the mate. Look in diagram, the bottom and the widest is the spirit, the plan, spirit of knowledge in the affair of the God. It is start from Exodus to Job. The second is the plan for counseling in the power or mate. Look this diagram. Counseling. Counseling psychology meaning. Counseling psychology is a profession, especially with psychology that helps individuals improving their well-being and resolve personal challenge across their lifespan. It emphasizes of the careless strengths and promote positive personal growth. In addition, treat a mental issue. Key focus area: lifespan development. Counseling psychology work with people through all stages of the life. Lifespan development strengthens perspective, personal context, and prevent and education. This is the counseling. Key aspects of counseling psychology: focus well-being in the development. A core goal: promote positive growth. Lifespan in the development. Counseling psychology how people develop and function throughout interior life. Strength-based approach. The emphasis on the identifying and fix it. This is the counseling psychology. Well-being and prevention. Many things. The third, wisdom and understanding. Look in this diagram. Wisdom and understanding. Wisdom and understanding. It is the book of written by a king of soul. It starts from Proverbs to Song of the Song Soul. This represented. This book is a plan for the wisdom and understanding spirit. Wisdom is the ability to apply knowledge, experience, and the sound judgment to navigate life complexities, involve insight, discernment, and ethical decision making, unlike mere intelligence. Wisdom offers a deep understanding of human nature and long-term consequences, leading throughout full and balanced response to situation gained through experience and reflection. Wisdom is a virtue to explore to a psychology. Religious is psychological emphasis capacity to understanding and the response to a reality. Key characteristics of wisdom: application of knowledge. Wisdom involves applying knowledge and experience to make sound decisions, good judgment. It is characterized by the ability to exercise good judgment and discernment, deep understanding. Wisdom goes beyond of the factual knowledge to grasp a deeper manner to things, including human nature and moral principles. Ethical decision making, a core aspect of wisdom making. How wisdom gain? How wisdom is gained. Experience and the reflection. Wisdom is often acquired through life experience, both success in the failures and subsequent reflection of them. Mentors and the guidance. Book and mentor, it can provide a valuable guidelines, but true wisdom is ultimate come from within. Spiritual insight. In a religious context, wisdom can be linked understanding divine and the divine will and perceived like the commitment in the Bible. Wisdom is a various context, psychological and physiological and psychological. Look, these candlesticks represented the Old Testament converted into in spirit in this form. This candlestick help us to understand the spiritual law. In spiritual law, the word of the God give light. Look this. We start from the bottom. The bottom in the widest is knowledge in the fear of the Lord. It starts from Exodus to Job. Look, the Genesis is the introduction of the Bible, and Exodus to Job is the plan, the spirit of knowledge in the fear of the Lord. Yeah? The Exodus to Job, the counseling and the power. This is represent the book of prophet's book. Prophets start from prophet of Isa to Mikas. This book is a plan to help understanding the spirit of counseling and the power. Third, wisdom and understanding. Look, it starts from the book of Proverbs and Song of Soul. This represents or the plan for the spirit of wisdom and understanding. In the middle there is the spirit of Lord or the Lord. It is Psalms. It is the book written by David. The song of David is Psalms. This book helps us to understand the spiritual law or the spiritual testament. You must understand the Old Testament with candlestick to understand overall the spiritual testament. In the next video, we will look where a New Testament comes from. Now, goodbye. I thank you for watching at the end. Goodbye. See next to you.